Okay, I'm recording. This is my third installment on the Kingdom Camps for the Homeless, and I'm just going to call this one Strategy. And I just want to make it clear out there, if you don't prepare for what's coming, trouble is coming. We're going to see the cities go under much duress because of the coming earth changes. We're going into a time of 7-year famine. The water in the atmosphere is drying up, and the ground is drying up because of the cosmic energy that's now hitting the earth, and it's only going to get worse. So if you think you can stay in your homes and stay in the cities and be comfortable, you might have a little time. There's coming a time that God's going to rock your boat. And anyway, I just finished writing a nasty letter to the BC government because there's a bunch of bureaucrats. They got their heads buried up there, you know what, and they don't give a hoot, about the homeless. We're trying to do a real-time solution, and it's basically the rezoning laws. Even a lot of these teeny tiny homes, you can't find a place to park it. But I tell you, we can't wait for the government to change the rules. We, the people, we're going to have to take up the cause and do something about it, because when the time comes, when the shit hits the fan, the government's not going to come to your rescue, and this is what it's all about. So if we can design, take campers and RVs and retrofit them, upgrade them to where they're going to be able to handle the extreme temperatures that we're going to come into, extreme cold and extreme heat, at least you're going to have like a bug out camper, where you could actually, get out of the danger zone, and at least you can have protection for your family. It's going to be a little bit better than having to live in a tent. But anyway, on this strategy, say most trailers, older trailers, there's water damage. You can pick them up for cheap. The main thing is to rebuild the understructure, the tandems, make sure they got new tires and new brakes set up on it. And the older trailers are beefy enough where you could add, you might be adding 800 to 1,000 pounds when you retrofit a trailer, but who cares? As long as it gets the job done, and where you can park it, and where you can live in it comfortably, where your family's going to have some kind of security. And I've already have the shop set up, designed for this. It's basically a pole tent. You could do all this work undercover, and you'd drive your truck up maybe 16 inches off the ground where you could work on it from underneath. And you could have a crew working on both sides, stripping off the metal while you're doing the underside. So the first day you could have all the windows out on the sides, and take out your insulation and replace with a good quality of closed cell styrofoam, and put a building wrap on it and put back. So that'd be probably the #1 solution. It probably, insulating the floor is going to give you at least 40% ability to keep your house warm in the winter, because that's where your major heat loss is. And by replacing the existing insulation, bad insulation, with high-grade cell foam, it's going to make it doable, but you can still upgrade it to the next level, and that would be to once you got it paneled out, you got all the foam in there, you got it all taped off, then you can actually close it off with 3/8 fir plywood, if you can get fir plywood yet, and that would really strengthen the outside shell, and then so you could actually cap over that, put your metal back on, or you could go to the third upgrade, and the third upgrade would be to place a 1-inch or even 1.5 inch foam on the outside, the stuff that has the silver foil. So it's going to bump your walls out probably close to 1.5 to 2 inches, depending on what you put over top the plywood. And of course you would have to build your corners. While you're cornering, you're going to have to build it out so that your foam is flush to your wood, then basically what you do is, if you're able to bend your metal, you can metal out your corners, then add your old, the metal that you took off. You can put it back on, or you could find a supplier where you could actually redo the entire side, so the entire outside is all entirely new skin. And the same thing with the roof. The roof, I'll probably go with like a 2-inch foam on the roof. You could button up around the your different openings that you have on top there. You bump them out with plywood or whatever. Put your foam in and put your house wrap on that, then replace back. But for the price of building a 100 square foot shack, you could probably take that money. You could take a trailer that you could buy cheap, and you would have a finished product that would be worth 3 or 4 times the initial cost. In other words, the trailer that you're buying is going to be, if it costs you, say, $1,500 to buy a trailer, and it costs you $2,000 in materials to upgrade it, it's going to be worth maybe double or triple that price, right? But you're going to have a home that's going to be secure. You can also do a further upgrade by replacing all your windows with a good house vinyl window. Because in this camper that I'm at here, I had to insulate out the windows with bad insulation, wrapped up in garbage bags, because you just wouldn't hold in the heat. So windows is also a big factor. So there is strategy involved. And as far as setting up the shop, it wouldn't take much. You could probably set up a shop for under $5,000. And once you do your first half a dozen campers, you could be making your money back on it, because say if it cost you $1,500 to buy, and if it cost you $1,500 for material, you would allow $1,500 for your wages and another $1,500 for your profit. So that trailer would go for a minimum of $6,000. You're probably going to get more than that. You could probably ask 7 or 8, but you're going to have a trailer that's sound and it's going to last. And anyway, we do need to do something, because if we sit and wait around for God to do something, it's not going to work. That we're going to have to take the initiative. And the Lord's given me the ability to design and build and figure things out, because He's baptized me with the Holy Spirit, and God's gave me gifts of how to go about doing anything I put my hand to. The Lord just shows me in pictures, this is how you do it. So we need to use the strategy that the Holy Spirit provides. But we are coming into the end days, and these changes are going to increase. Climate change is going to increase, right up to the pole shift, where we're going to see a crustal displacement, and life as we know it is going to take a big change. But if we can design these RVs and campers to house the homeless, at least that's the short-term solution, right? You got your short-term in place, and so when the time comes, you just pull out. You pack up your camp and you pull out, and you set up in a safe area. Because I tell you, years ago, God took me into the future, and I saw Vancouver go down. I saw Vancouver hit with a 9.1, and I wasn't aware of the 12.2 that's going to follow within a 24-hour period after the 9.1 is going to hit. So Vancouver is going to be gone. There's going to be 3 million people that's going to perish. And this is not if, it's but. But we can do something now to help to mitigate the fallout that is coming. And if we don't have a heart to help the poor, to do something in a real-time solution, you may have to move far enough out in the country where zoning laws don't apply, but at least it's a game plan, right? At least we can make our bug-out campers, and it would be a business. It'd be a very profitable business. I don't see why that just myself working, maybe with one other person, I could easily make $10,000 per month, right? Just a little bit of property, a covered shop area, where you could drive your RV or your camper up and start doing the work. Okay, I'm going to cut it here. This is Don Taylor coming to you from here in Hope, British Columbia, on a real-time solution of what we can do to take RVs and campers and retrofit them, to put them together into a community camp to house the homeless and the many who will end up losing their homes when the Cascadia does hit. And especially if we go into a financial crisis, there's going to be a lot of people that won't be able to pay their rent anymore. We're going to see prices double and triple. We are going to go into a time of hyperinflation, and we need to prepare now while we still can. Thank you.